welcome to my channel. I am Muthoni and I'm a first-time mom to a 5-month-old who had, I could say, very bad colic in the first 3 months of life, but I feel we managed it and we overcame. And so I had promised myself, like, if I am going to be able to manage and overcome that period, that I'll create content and share to help a mom out there, because I was grasping at straws during that time. I was desperate. I needed a solution. I just needed, someone to just not tell me that it's normal and there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, so I said, you know what? If I find a solution that works for me, or just somehow how to manage it, that I'll share. And you're probably a mom out there, or a dad out there, or an auntie out there who is desperate for a solution. And I could say, I feel, okay, obviously I can't help everyone, but I feel that maybe the solution that worked for me could work for you as well. So let's get into the video. So I'm going to address the issues with colic in parts, so probably 4-5 parts of 10 to 15 minutes each. And first of all, you might be here and you're asking yourself, so how do I really know that my baby has colic? So that's what we're going to address in this video. So I kind of figured out my baby had an issue. So at that time, I wouldn't call it colic. I still don't call it colic. I'm just using the word colic because that is the common definition out there. I would say specifically that my baby had gas pains. So let me use that word. Let me use gas pains. So if you're suspecting that your colic has something to do with the abdomen or gas pains, that's what I am addressing. This could also apply to reflux. So that's the specific kind of colic that I am addressing. So how did I know? So I kind of figured my baby had colic or gas pains at 2 weeks. So for the first week, baby was fine, basically sleeping a lot. I would say 2 weeks or 3 weeks, yeah. So in the first week, baby was okay, sleeping like an angel, barely any crying. I was like, this is easy. This is easy. I think newborns are hard. How? That was easy. So the second week came, and baby became more alert. And I even remember we were to go so we didn't get the BCG and polio vaccine. So in Kenya, we get the BCG and the polio vaccines at birth. So the hospital did not offer at birth, but I have a private doctor whose clinic offers the vaccines anytime. So he was like, when you come in for your 2-week checkup, you can bring baby for the initial vaccinations. And I remember I think we got to like just the beginning of week 3 is when now we had the chance. And I remember by that time when I was going, I went and I was asking the doctor, baby was fine, and like from a few days ago she's crying like crazy, and I can't figure out like what's the issue. So for the people I was asking at that time, they were just like, probably you've not known how to handle the baby yet. But So when I went to the doctor and I was like, she's crying uncontrollably, I'm feeding her, I'm doing all that. And the doctor was like, okay, it seems when we described the crying and what she would do when she cried, the baby was like, your baby probably has colic. And I was like, what's that? He said it's just a thing where babies just cry because their stomach is hurting. And I was like, okay, so what do I do? So the doc is just like, just chill. By the time you come for the 6-week appointment, now that was for, I can't remember the vaccine, but oh, how quickly we forget. So like, when you come for the 6-week clinic, then probably I could look into it. We could try address it, and maybe I can prescribe probiotics or gripe water, all that. I was like, cool. So we go back home, and I remember even that week by instinct, I remember I ate. So I was drinking a lot of milk by that time, because you're told to drink a lot of cocoa, a lot of milk, drink and eat cereals. And in our tribe, culture, Kikuyu culture, you brought for njahe, because njahe is black beans. You brought for some black beans to boost your milk supply, and you're told, congratulations, may the baby suckle with both cheeks. There's a saying like that. So I remember just noticing that there's a day, even in that second week, when what really triggered the bad crying is a day I had rice, lentils, and cabbage, and of course my 1 thermos of cocoa, hot chocolate. And I think also, and then the next day I had a pineapple, and my God, I think that's what just made the whole issue spiral out of control. I was in so much shock. We were wondering, like, what did we get ourselves into? Like, we didn't know our baby could cry so much and so loud. But yeah, so how did we know? How did we figure, our baby has an issue? So there was that intense crying, a sharp cry, an irritating cry. Like, it's so unsettling, that cry, and it's in a screaming pitch. So it's not the normal sobbing or whimpering. It's a scream, a screech that hurts your ears when you continually hear the baby cry. It even makes you get like a headache. So accompanying the intense crying is squirming or writhing in pain. So the baby is like, you hold them and they arch their back, and they are turning and they are wriggling as they cry, and their positions the baby doesn't want to be held in. So those were the two: intense crying and squirming. And then our baby's skin would flash or blush or turn red. So she's crying intensely, face is red, body is tense, back is arched. That body tension, squirming. And then, so another one that now we learned when we started checking on the internet was the hard tummy. So when you touch the stomach during those periods, especially, the baby would react, and the tummy would be hard, tense. So those are some of the symptoms. I don't know whether I'm missing out on any. The baby would wake up from a nap, screaming, crying in pain, and also the farts would be very painful and they would make the baby cry. So I think those are some of the, you'd almost think, so the first thing you think if you've never had a baby is we thought the baby is constipated, but a breastfed baby can't be constipated unless you're supplementing or giving them something else. So colic looks a lot like what constipation would look like, and just babies in a lot of pain. And what are the, so that those really define the gas pains, the colic, that is gas pains. But you know, colic has many causes, so that could be gas. So as we were dealing with gas, there's reflux where the milk keeps coming up, and that became an issue later. So the gas pains led to overfeeding because the baby wanted to be soothed. So gas pains leading to overfeeding, leading to reflux, and all this leading to stress. Yeah, so the main causes of colic, let me just repeat that, are gas, reflux, food allergy, milk protein intolerance, and stress or anxiety. And I learned that especially because of this, and I think with any baby who's not feeling well, babies can get a lot of stress and anxiety, especially because they're in pain. They're from the womb, they were never in pain, never hungry, never, like, they were just doing things at their own pace, and they come out here and they're experiencing pain. So yeah, I could say that's how I knew my baby had colic or gas pains. And probably in the next video, I'm going to address how we managed the colic. So before we get to the solution, you could be in a predicament currently, and it takes almost, the solution I'm going to give almost takes 2 weeks for you to see results. It could take anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks. So there's the managing of colic while you wait. I know that sounds like a long time. For us it did. There were a lot of tears involved, a lot of tension involved. So I know you'd like a quick solution, but I can just give you ways to manage it as you work on a sort of permanent solution until baby's gut is ready. You know what causes gas pains? Like, yes, apart from the gas being there, like, I feel with every baby develops differently, and I think my baby had an underdeveloped gut, so it took a while for her gut to be able to handle some of the things, especially in my diet. They were hurting her digestive system. So things that I couldn't eat then, now at the end of, like, from 4.5 months thereabout, now she's able to handle it. I'm eating the same things I was eating then, but she's not getting, she's not in pain like she used to be. So yeah, that's basically the introduction. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to manage colic. See you on the next one. Bye.